Listen carefully. There is an idea that completely shatters the way most people think about success. Legends are not the ones who were born talented. They are the ones who understood in time what exactly must be developed in themselves simultaneously. Most people focus on one thing their entire life and stay stuck in the same place. Only few know how to build themselves as a system, and those few rise far above the rest. Today, we'll break down the foundation of what truly makes a person powerful, influential, and in demand. Money is a part of the game, not the goal. You can be a master of your craft, you can work hard, but as long as you don't understand the nature of wealth, you're playing the game on survival mode. There is a massive difference between what you do every day and what actually builds your wealth. Work, projects, even a successful business, these are activities. Wealth is created through assets, through financial management, through strategic thinking, through sound financial decisions, through the ability to preserve and multiply what you have. This is a separate profession. Once you master it, you will always be one step ahead of the majority. Every person has two types of power, external and internal. External power is what you create in the world, your value, your output, your results. Internal power is what you manage your finances, your energy, your discipline, your life system, your ability to keep yourself in a productive state. If your external power is stronger than your internal, eventually you burn out, lose money, and fall backward. If your internal power is strong but the external is weak, you know what's right, but nothing happens in reality. Legends are born when both lines grow simultaneously. Great individuals are always complex individuals. The world does not elevate those who are good at only one thing. It lifts those who combine several key strengths, not just intelligence, not just charisma, not just hard work, but a person who can negotiate, influence through words and presence, think strategically, learn quickly, manage resources, command attention, create instead of copy, stay flexible yet composed. This is not a random mix of skills, it is the assembly of a personality. You can't buy it, you can only develop it. When you grow in just one area, you remain vulnerable. When you develop multiple core abilities at once, you become untouchable. Your life accelerates the moment you apply one principle. Combination creates advantage. Most people look for one skill, one habit, one trick that will change everything. But it's always the combination that takes off. Financial thinking combined with communication, discipline combined with intelligence, emotional stability combined with strategy, charisma combined with professionalism, analytical thinking combined with leadership qualities. Together, these create a leverage effect far beyond what any single skill could give you. This is what makes a person irreplaceable, influential, wealthy, confident, and resilient. And this is what leads to the status of a legend, because you become someone who simply cannot be replaced. The conclusion is simple. To become a powerful person, someone people respect, listen to, and look up to, you must develop two lines at the same time. The first is your internal power of influence. Your thinking, your speech, your charisma, your leadership, your energy, your ability to guide others. The second is your wealth building power. Financial management, investment mindset, discipline, analysis, the development of assets. When these two lines merge, a person gains the force people call strength, presence, scale. That is how the status of a living legend is born. Now we move to the most important part, the thing that separates an ordinary person from someone who cannot be stopped. Being talented is not enough. Being smart is not enough. Even being hardworking is not enough. The ones who win are those who build themselves as a system, where every element reinforces the others. From this assembly comes the real breakthrough, the breakthrough most people never reach. The biggest mistake almost everyone makes is chaotic development. A person reads one book, watches one video, tries one exercise, quits, starts something new, quits again, and this continues for years. The result is 100 scattered skills, none of which are developed to the level of real power. This approach doesn't change a life, it only creates the illusion of movement. To grow, you must do the opposite. Stop grabbing everything at once and choose a few directions to bring to mastery. These directions form what is called personal volume. This is when a person has depth, strength, energy, the ability to think clearly, speak convincingly, influence others, and control themselves and the situation. A person with volume is impossible to mistake for anyone else. People listen to them, trust them, want to work with them. They grow faster than everyone else because they have assembled internally what others try to replace with dozens of superficial efforts. Growth accelerates not because of motivation but because of a system. Every person has a role: an analyst, a leader, a creator, an investor, a communicator. Not a profession, a type of inner identity. Once you define this role, all your development begins to align around it. You stop acting randomly. You begin to gather the skills that work everywhere: confident speech, strategic thinking, financial management, the ability to influence with your words, discipline, fast learning, situational analysis, emotional control. This is the foundation that makes you a winner in any field. But even a strong foundation is worthless in the wrong environment. A person either grows because of their surroundings or dies in them. If the people around you are weak, you automatically begin to justify yourself. If they are average, you begin to compete. If they are strong, you begin to grow. Strong individuals build their own ecosystem of growth: books, ideas, practice, challenges, people who move forward. Without such an environment, development is impossible. With it, growth becomes inevitable. And all of this is held together by one principle: discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a system. Discipline creates daily learning, financial management, physical control, reflection, small victories, and these victories create confidence, and confidence creates growth. When discipline becomes part of your identity, you stop falling into emotional swings and begin moving with strength and predictability. Gradually, you stop being one dimensional. You become complex, multifaceted, and deep. You learn to think, speak, influence, earn, manage, create, adapt, lead people, and make decisions that shape your path. You become someone around whom movement, ideas, and strengths begin to grow. A legend is not a status, not recognition, not a title. A legend is a state of personality, someone who cannot be ignored because they are powerful on the inside and undeniable on the outside. When you put everything we've talked about together, you strengthen two lines at the same time: your personal power and your financial power. You develop the core spheres: thinking, speech, energy, leadership, learning, and money management. You stop being chaotic and become structured. You use strategy, discipline, and environment. And this turns you into the kind of person who grows faster, thinks deeper, understands wider, acts stronger, manages wiser, lives more confidently, and creates results that command respect. This is how a strong personality is born. This is how someone becomes an authority. This is how a person grows in scale. This is how a living legend is created, not because of luck, but because they build themselves in a way others never even attempted.